We mapped the cosmic Cold War where the Jedi met the Syndicate and analyzed the master plan, the motive, and the wicked grit. From Gotham's gritty alleys to the throne room on Apocalypse, unleashing lore, heavy knowledge from the serpent's verbal exodus. Welcome to the Villain's Lair podcast. Welcome to the Villain's Lair podcast.
All right, welcome in everyone to the Villain's Lair. Ryan and Alvin. Alvin, how are you doing on this Wednesday?
What's going on, buddy? Hey, man. Thank you for being with me in my morning cup of joe.
Yeah, there's the mug.
Can't be blocking that.
Best coffee mug on the planet.
Cup of mall, I should say.
Yeah. What do we got in there? Coffee this morning?
Oh, yeah, man. A little
Perfect.
espresso action, you know. Kickstart the day with you, my friend, and
Nice.
some geek culture news that I can't wait to talk about.
That's right. That's right. We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about this crazy Daredevil Born Again episode 7 last night. We'll hit some casting rumors in the MCU, and the Masters of the Universe dropped a villainous featurette for us to check out. We'll check that out in a bit. But like I said, we have to talk about episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again last night.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler alert. We are going to be diving in on that crazy ending. This is probably the heaviest episode of the season, based on the ending alone, but you get some great reveals here. I think we talked earlier in the week about no Matt Murdock. Matt returns to the court. What did you think of that moment?
Actually, before we get into that, did you feel actually it was heavier than Vanessa dying? Not that dying in the hospital, but like the first time when Bullseye with Bullseye.
That's true. It did. That did. You're right. You're right. I was probably a little bit of a victim of the moment there.
Yeah.
Because obviously Vanessa's been around since the Netflix era.
Yeah.
But oh man, I think we've all sort of been waiting, I think, for the Vanessa moment. So I think I was maybe more caught off guard by what Buck did to Daniel last night.
Right. I mean, talk about new characters in the show, right? Who was just like featured in this season, and they really did a good job introducing them and really knowing who they are, and really, I wouldn't say caring about them, but being invested. You were invested in those characters, and it's just what how many episodes are we in the season already? Like
that
5, 6?
That was 7 last night.
Was that 7? Oh my god. Yeah, 7. All right, 7 episodes, right? And we're invested in both these characters already. And first off, Daniel, you didn't know where he was going, right? It seemed like he leaned towards more being in Kingpin's corner, because but at the same time,
he was a fanboy. He was
such a fanboy, but at the same time, he like love conquers all. So I don't know. I didn't think he was gonna do a 180 like that. I really thought that he was just gonna be like, you know what, you're dead to me. Kingpin's my boy, and I'll have parties, whatever. He had some sick parties too, by the way.
He did. that apartment, Jesus.
Oh yeah, in New York City also.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a huge space in there. He was getting everything that he wanted, all the money in the world, the reputation, but he chose love over, money and power.
Yeah, I mean, they really dragged that out. I mean, he sends the address.
Yeah.
You see Buck and the Kingpin kind of like, okay, he's turned out to be, a pretty loyal dude. And it seemed when they got out the car and he grabbed her by the arm that, he had every intention of going through with it until, some form of humanity kind of went off in his brain, and he's like, go, I'm going to make this right. And I can't imagine he didn't see that wasn't going to go the way that it went. He knew that it was
he knew.
For sure.
But what's funny is they pivoted a bunch of times, right?
Mhm.
First it was her. She saw all those pictures in his room, and then she changed her mind about sending that fake news that he made up about
Right.
this not running anymore. Pivoted, and then uh, they were about to kiss, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he pivoted again. He stopped, and he was like, "Fuck you." And they did it again. And then he went. And then, so he drove her all the way down there. And then another pivot by not sending her in that house and telling her to go. So it was a lot of swerves all around.
Yeah. And at one point he told her, I think they were still back at his mom's place when he was like, you used me, I used you,
Right.
and I was like, how exactly did that work?
Yeah, exactly. But she was about to actually kiss him. He should have just played that role at least.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. At the end of the day, he died being in the friend zone.
He sure did.
It is the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst feeling in the world. You got your ass beat, got killed for it.
That was
being in the
brutal
friend
scene.
zone. Yeah, that was brutal. Wow. For people who don't know, I don't know if you want to tell the audience that they may or may not know that's Gandolfini's son.
Right. Yeah. So that there's definitely now they can share their favorite getting offed moments of their careers.
Right. I thought he did a great job playing Daniel, though. He really did.
Yeah, he really did.
He had the New York City accent. He had those vibes. He was great. Kudos.
I just love the way that whole sequence was edited between what was going on with Daniel and Buck, what was going on with the governor and being saved by Bullseye. All these things were intercut. Daredevil or Matt being attacked, leaving the court by the ATVF, and then ended up in the church, and it was really, really intense, and it was super cool. It's one of my, literally one of my favorite moments of the series.
It was a good sequence, and don't forget about Jessica Jones making an appearance again at the end. So
yeah,
and another role in that.
And the tease that Luke Cage is somewhere out there, overseas, doing something. Whether I saw one theory online that could he be doing off in Madripoor, doing something? Is that one way to link him to the MCU? He's overseas in Madripoor, maybe dealing with the power broker.
Wow, that would be insanity. I love that Easter egg of Luke Cage though. As soon as I saw her daughter, I was like, in the previous episode, I was like,
yeah, they're doing it.
It kind of gave me that episode prior when they introduced Jessica Jones. It kind of gave me like Kill Bill vibes.
Mm-hmm.
that opening scene with Vivica Fox and her daughter.
God, I love that scene. Great.
Yeah, but it kind of gave me that vibe. But they did a great job reintroducing her, though. But what's the deal with her powers now?
Yeah, so they're kind of going in and out. She's kind of having the Spider-Man 2 moments where she's got the powers at times, and then she loses them, and they even called that out last night when she finds out that there may be a potential hit on the governor. So
right.
What a really, really, really good episode. I was into it from the beginning. We've kind of had some kind of like give me more type moments. Another scene that I wanted to talk about was Karen getting the test when Heather comes to give her the psych eval, and Karen kind of turns it on her, and then we are slowly, but we are also steadily seeing Heather start to turn to the Lady Muse character that all signs are pointing to. And if you've seen some of the photos online for next season, it sounds like that may be closer to a reality than it seems at this point.
Right. Karen, let me tell you, wow, the attitude on her now, what she's
Yeah.
been through, right? I mean, like from day one, she's such a tough woman. Like,
Hmm.
wow, she's just like she doesn't care. She got choked out by
But what did she tell him before? You're scared and I kind of like it.
yeah, right, right. I know. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this moment.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
what a great episode. And what's her name? I forgot the character's name, but the psychologist, Margaret
Heather.
Vivier, yeah, Heather. I met her before when she first came on the scene in Adventureland. You remember that movie,
Hmm.
Adventureland? And she was like the nicest, and she was just getting in the industry at that time. And
Oh,
she's like
cool.
one of the nicest women I ever met. And for her to be on that role, amazing. She's doing such a good job.
She was on that series with Mark Ruffalo that was on, I believe it was on HBO Max,
Yeah,
Task.
yeah, she
Yeah,
was.
she was good on that.
She was. She's great. But yeah, what a great season so far. You know, that 50% that dropped off is missing out.
Yeah, and like you said, we may find out that people are just waiting to stream the entire thing Netflix style.
Mhm.
So I guess we'll have to re-examine these numbers in a couple weeks once everyone has everything to look at. Well, the season finale is next week, and then we get Punisher the following week. So
Oh yes.
some really good things to look forward to.
Hopefully it all leads to Spider-Man,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
That'd be
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. So we talked about some of the casting news yesterday. Potential rumors about Hunter Schafer potentially playing Mystique in the MCU.
Yeah.
A Fox character, Michael Fassbender, playing Magneto. Rumor is will be returning in Avengers: Secret Wars. Now, Ian McKellen is currently playing him, the older version, in Avengers: Doomsday. What does this mean going forward? We know that these Fox legacy characters aren't going to be around. Everyone's going to, for the most part, is going to be recast. And so is Fassbender being in Secret Wars maybe a hint that they want to keep him around long term? What do you think about him coming back?
I mean, when is this taking place exactly in comparison to X-Men Apocalypse? Because that's been some years since X-Men Apocalypse came out.
Right.
And he was in it, obviously, and that took place what?
In the 80s.
In the 80s. So it's like, and when would this take place? Would it be current, as in like 2025? I mean, that's a big difference.
So I think Doomsday probably takes place, I think, MCU timeline wise in 2027. Right. And then I'm guessing as they form Battle World, Secret Wars probably takes place, years later. In fact, I think Franklin is supposed to be older, like a young teenager. So they could fast forward. Doomsday could have a time lapse that takes you deeper, and then by the time Secret Wars, you could be in like the mid 2030s at that point.
Yeah, I mean, sign me up if he grows his hair out and make it all gray, right?
Yeah, he's still got the physique. He could give us the actual Magneto that Ian McKellen never was really. He was already too old to kind of be like the super fit Magneto.
We never had those vibes. Like, I loved him, and obviously, in X-Men and X-Men 2, but like he never had that physique, like you were saying. He was already older. We never had that Magneto who was like naturally silver hair and super build and could still move around.
Yeah,
like, it still felt like older Magneto, but if Michael Fassbender really grows his hair out or even puts some kind of wig in and really has that look, oh my God, fanboys are gonna go ballistic.
I know. I think of like X-Men 97, right? And it takes you back to how he sort of like seduced a young rogue, not too young, like like a rogue, and then became kind of a romantic thing. Like Anna Paquin and Ian McKellen. I just can't imagine like the 55-year age gap and him being like,
it's like Bill Belichick,
Yeah, totally Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And Jordan.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, you're right. Like I couldn't imagine seeing that. I mean, even in uh X-Men 97, it made me feel uncomfortable with that.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Even then, it was
Yeah.
like, well, he's still kind of like got some swag or whatever, but like it's still weird and awkward, but
And
there's
also, I'm a
comic
big fan.
precedents.
Right, right. And I'm also a big fan of that couple. Like the Gambit
Hmm.
Rogue
Right.
couple. Like I would never want them to break up because I love them, but just even seeing that, I'm just like, why even do this torture? Even though X-Men 97 is like a soap opera cartoon,
Yeah, yeah, it's so
they
good
really went
though.
at it. Yeah.
It's my favorite version of Magneto by far.
Oh yeah, X-Men. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I just remember on the original one when they went to Savage Land, and it kind of reminds me of the Genesis video game too. It's
Hmm.
like almost to the T when him and Professor X was in Savage Land. Like all of a sudden, like he can. Oh, I can walk here. I can.
Yeah.
I don't need a wheelchair. But yeah, that's probably my favorite version of Magneto too.
I mean, I think for me, he just Fassbender just seems like that could be the future. And if Fassbender comes back, could they get, you know, his, compadre to come back and play Professor X, you know,
Wow, yeah.
that would be awesome to have McAvoy and Fassbender back together, sort of playing those roles going forward, because now they'll actually be getting closer to the actual ages of those characters in their prime.
That's crazy. That's kind of sad for me, but awesome
Yeah,
for
makes
everyone
it feel
else.
old. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and those two also, they look like they're just enjoying playing those roles, don't
Hmm.
they? You know how some actors are just like, oh, I'm over it. I don't want to play these roles. Like they look like they just want to keep doing it.
Yeah. There were like some rumors that were kind of fun at one time, like Denzel Washington could play Magneto,
Right.
and oh God, I forget. Giancarlo Esposito, for Professor X.
Right.
That would
Right.
be cool. And then eventually Denzel said, "Hey, Ryan Coogler's writing a role for me in Black Panther 3." A little prematurely, but he did break that news, and then we also got Giancarlo in Captain America: Brave New World already. But it doesn't mean that they couldn't also play other characters, obviously.
And he's still making appearances in The Boys and
Yeah.
Star Wars. So he's all over the place.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we're all looking forward to, we'll
Yeah.
see how that plays out, but we're all looking forward to what happens in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Now, one of the movies I'm looking forward to most, one of the movies that the 6-year-old version of me is looking forward to this year is Masters of the Universe. And they just dropped a really, really cool behind the scenes featurette with the
Oh,
focus on the villains. And we have that here. We'll play
thank
that for
you. I
you
have not
now.
seen that yet. Thank you very much.
Let's take a look.
Ooh.
Skeletor, the Hordes. These characters, they become so iconic.
The great villains from my childhood from the 80s. They were funny, or they were scary, or they looked cool. Skeletor was all three of those things.
I shall kill you one by one.
He's just an all-round bad guy.
Evil Lynn is just pure evil.
All these iconic villains bring the world to life. Goat Man, Spike or Trapjaw.
Sometimes bad people are the absolute most fun.
I am the villain. Oh, does it feel good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looks really
Oh
cool.
my God. I'm watching that in the theater. You got to watch it in the theater, right?
Absolutely. Absolute first night, like 100%. Now, one of the interesting things that they've done in this version is for Skeletor, they've gone with this like deep, sort of like reverberating, like intense baritone voice.
He doesn't have
When-
that high pitched voice in the cartoon.
Yeah, in the cartoon, he was like, and he had this kind of like, mustache twirling villain voice. He was almost like, hey, wait, this guy should be on Bullwinkle, Rocky and Bullwinkle, but he's Skeletor. Still, I think this looks so cool. So many cool looks at these toys that I had as a kid and these characters that I watched in the cartoon. Like, this looks awesome.
Skeletor looks great.
Yeah.
Do you think that
Oof.
coming out at the right time? Because this has been like, decades in the making of making this film. Like, do you think it's about time, or they should have done this a while ago?
I mean, I think now, like, the effects are where they are with there seems to be like a nice blend of practical and CGI. I mean, it looks like he's wearing a suit there, and he's probably wearing like a green screen mask or something.
Right.
And that's all digitally added, but man, it looks
Some great VFX.
so good. There are just so many cool looks. I mean, the makeup in this is fantastic.
Where's Mosquito?
Yeah, right.
I love Mosquito.
Oh.
Look at that. That looks amazing, actually. That looks cool. I didn't see, like, honestly, not to be a fanboy or anything, which I am. The look is, it doesn't look cheesy to me.
No, and I think there always was meant to be some a fair amount of campiness involved, and I think it makes it better, honestly. When you're talking about an action figure that we all loved when we were little, and you're seeing it on the big screen. And these characters were created to be toys and cartoons, and seeing them in real life is super dope. If they played it, really straight, I don't know how much. Like, look at these guys talking about they're having a great time. Idris Elba, like the cast is insane.
Wait, do you have a tiger?
Like a shot of Battle Cat, maybe?
Yeah, Battle Cat.
Oh god, look at this right here. Just the throne.
Yeah, look at that throne.
Dudes. I don't know if
No,
they
not
gave
in
us
that. I know in the trailer they have it. They might have had like.
Oh, this scene right here is gonna be fun. Do you remember the movie? Like, in Dolph Lundgren played He-Man. It came out like the 80s. Like,
yeah,
so bad.
As a kid, yeah. Even back then, it was cheesy. It wasn't one of those memorable. Oh my god, I love this movie. It brings so much. At the time, obviously, it wasn't nostalgia, but it's like it wasn't a classic. It's nothing that you're gonna go back and be like, oh, you got to watch this. Like,
right.
TMNT, the movie, the first one, and Secret of the Ooze, those were classic. And
oh my god, I love
they
those.
worked perfectly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with the original Master of the Universe, it was not good, like you're saying. Oh my god,
this character right here, he looks like someone from Guardians of the Galaxy. Taserface.
Yeah. Oh my god, this
shot right here is what I wanted to find of him. Oh my god, so good.
Who was your favorite character in Masters of the Universe?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I loved all this stuff's gonna be so cool. There was a dude that was like a bee, right? He had like, and I still have that action figure around somewhere. I wish I was as savvy in my older days as I was as a kid. Oh my god, this shot right here is so cool.
Yeah, it's a cool shot. Yeah, I mean, Mosquito, I was saying, was the one I remember the most. So, out of the villains, anyway, just because I had that action figure.
But yeah, everyone loved Battle Cat. Everyone had the like tiger, and that was the coolest part.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. My personal theory after the credits roll is gonna be an Easter egg of She-Ra.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
I mean, hopefully it makes enough money to where they do a trilogy. That's like everything. It's just going to depend on how the box office does. If it like brings new life, breathes new life into the toys. I've already started to see, them in stores and
Oh, they have the toys out already?
they're kind of doing re-releases of the originals,
Yeah.
but with like a little bit of a tweak to them, and I'm guessing there'll probably be movie accurate ones as well at some point.
Well,
I mean,
speaking of toys, what is
yeah.
your other segment? Oh,
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So
about it.
80s, 90s toy line you were into most as a kid. I'm thinking of things like obviously Masters of the Universe, He-Man,
Yeah.
but other ones like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you mentioned them, G.I. Joe, that was a big one in the 80s and 90s. And God, what am I missing? There was just so many really cool toys. Which was the one that you were like most into?
Well, there was Visionaries that I played with. For those who do you remember what Visionaries were?
Yeah, I think so.
They were they were the cartoon that they morphed into different animals. So the action
Oh,
figures,
right.
holograms and the thing. I was really into those because I thought they were cool because they had different animals in those. But aside from that was based on a cartoon too. So, aside from that, He-Man was more my brother's. I played with them, but by the time I got them, they were secondhand. So a lot of the accessories were gone. So like Skeletor's little, the little straps that he had on or whatever was gone, and He-Man was all messed up. Turtles was really, I was getting them new. So like every kid's dream at that time was to get all four, getting Shredder, getting Krang.
God, I drew the turtles like in school every single day, man. It was like
right. That's the only thing I can still draw to this day. And we were talking about Masters of the Universe He-Man, and I talked about Mosquito again, where you push this button and then there's this blood thing that comes out when you push the blood.
I remember that.
Right. And then and last but not least, and I did play with a lot of G.I. Joes. My only problem with them is they would break off by the hip. So I would have to put a makeshift rubber band to stick them together.
There you go. Yeah. We all had to do that. For me, I was a big G.I. Joe guy, but I was also a really big Transformers guy.
Oh yeah,
Transformers, like the Dinobots. Remember having them, the Constructicons and stuff. Like, obviously, having Prime and Bumblebee and stuff was cool. But I really love those like offshoot.
I love the I had Grimlock.
Grimlock, yeah.
That was me Grimlock, whatever. Yeah.
The cartoons were so good, and they're actually they teased it in the last Transformers movie, the G.I. Joe crossover with
right.
So yeah, I read recently that still is in the plans. Just it's been pushed back a little bit for some other projects, but they're still looking to do that.
Something with that, right? Yeah, taking back to the Transformers, they were expensive. They were more of the expensive toys at that time. And
the cheap ones were the GoBots. Remember those guys?
Yeah. I know GoBots were the knockoffs, but I didn't like GoBots. It was hard to find when it was playing though, because it wasn't your typical Saturday morning cartoon, the GoBots.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were knockoffs. I was getting it from the cheap uncles, that's for sure. But yeah, G.I. Joes, there was so many of them. Like, you would only dream to get like the battleships or anything like that, the planes, the different like vehicles that they have. If you got the vehicles, you're set.
Yep.
Like any of the vehicles in G.I. Joes.
Absolutely.
And about G.I. Joe, bother me the most is that movie. Is it The Boy Who Can Fly? He buries G.I. Joes in the backyard.
Oh, that's right. That's a great throwback.
Yeah, he had all these G.I. Joes and he buried them. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I did that, and I buried some G.I. Joes in my backyard, and I couldn't find them anymore.
I think a lot of people use their BB guns on them too, fortunately.
Oh, yeah. That's right. A little pellet gun with a CO2.
Exactly. Well, that's going to wrap things up for today. If you're liking what you hear from the Villain Slayer, liking what you see, give us a subscribe. Hulk smash that like button. Keep us around. Those types of things really help the channel and help you find our content. We're going to be doing this show as much as possible. We're looking for, a schedule that is Monday through Friday, where we are able to do 5 shows a week. And we know that may not always get to 5 shows a week, but that's certainly the goal. And we appreciate you. If you're with us right now, we appreciate you so much for sticking with us and checking out the show. That's going to do it for Ryan, for my guy Alvin. Thank you for checking in on the Villains Lair, and we'll see you the next time.